Hear me okay? And you, Jackie, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Thank you. Okay, so the breathing practice that we started with last week, finished with last week, starting with now, is sniffing in for 8 sniffs and then breathing out in 1 breath through the nose to begin with. So you want your arms to be somewhere easy, spine to be tall, shoulders relaxed, and let the chin come in, because sometimes when we're thinking about either sitting tall or using the nose to breathe, we start to lift higher in the front of the head. So if you bring the chin in and lengthen through the back of the neck, and just notice if you start to drop in the back of the neck, and realign yourself anytime you notice that. Close your eyes and then empty your lungs completely. Sniff in. So we're going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Full lungs, exhale through your nose. In. Out. In. Another round. Same thing, but out through the mouth. So we're going in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 out through your mouth. In. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In. One more rounds. Really think about bringing oxygen to the frontal lobes of the brain. Exhaling tension from your shoulders and the spine. One more. Let all the air out. 1 deep breath in through your nose. 1 breath in through the nose. Hold the breath. Hold your breath. While you're holding your breath, squeeze up your pelvic floor muscles, keep your spine tall, relax behind your closed eyes, and draw the energy of your spine, your attention, your energy flow to the third eye, center of the forehead, as if you're looking there from the back of your head. Exhale. Just take a few regular breaths, pausing, letting that settle. So there are many, many ways, many techniques, yogic techniques particularly, that help to clear our inner channels that get blocked and limit our connection with the subtle self. And this is one of the ways of trying to clear those pathways within, is through pranayama, and then we get a closer connection, a path that's more open with our intuitive self. Ways to help quieten our minds so that the intuitive guiding voice can be heard. Bring your palms together, thumbs to chest. Think whatever you put out there is almost like a magnet, then draws back in. So as you chant Om, feel like you're chanting to communicate with the wisdom of the universe, so that wisdom flows back to you. Like you're calling upon universal wisdom. Take a deep breath in. Oh. Your head down, blink your eyes open, and then lift your gaze back up. Okay, so we're going to start off on our backs. Did everyone get a belt as well? If you haven't got a belt, put your hand in the air so I know how many to bring round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. Okay, come down onto your back. Take one of the blocks or a couple of blocks under your bottom and straighten out into a full body extension. Hips raised on your block. At home, a cushion will be fine if you haven't got a block. You can adjust it to be a height that works for you. And did anyone not pick any blocks up to lift on? Okay, good. Arms loosely overhead. So there's not an excessive strain or reach, just nice soft arms. And as you exhale, let your abdomen fall toward the lower back, toward the block. Kate, was it you? Yeah. Take a couple more breaths. Let your thigh bones be heavy to the back of your legs, heels heavy on the floor. Few more deep breaths there, relaxing, releasing, opening into your front body, hip flexors, lengthening. Good, and then as you bend your legs in, take the block out from underneath, pop that to the side, one hand on each knee and circle your knees open and closed. Yeah, circle your knees round, opening them wide, closing them together. Change direction, loosening in the hip joints and all that soft tissue around there, becoming more mobile, working into its elasticity. Okay, and then pop your left foot down on the floor, keep your right knee in. You're going to take your right leg into happy baby and your left leg drops out into half butterfly. So you're on the outer edge of your left foot with the knee falling wide. And you're holding onto your right foot. If you can't get a hold of the right foot, you could hold onto the shin or ankle, or you could loop your belt around the foot and hold the belt instead. As you hold onto your foot, bending the knee wide toward the floor outside your right shoulder. Aiming to have the sole of the foot like the ceiling is on the sole of your foot and it's pressing down on the sole of your foot. Both knees working wide in opposite directions. Keep the leg like that, straighten your left leg down the mat, just pushing the heel down until the leg is fully straightened. Trying to flatten the left thigh bone toward the mat. And then when you release your right foot down, take your right foot into butterfly. So you're in tree pose, arms over behind, thumbs pointing to the floor, right knee pointing wide, left leg straight, sole of the foot on the inside of your left thigh. And then try and level your hips, draw the back of your waist toward the ground and feel a little bit of abdominal strength holding in here. Flex your left foot like you would be if you were doing this tree pose standing, which probably we'll end up doing later. And then as you bring your right knee to point to the ceiling, keep the ankle bone touching your inner left thigh. Take your knee across to the left and hold it with your left hand. So you're kind of tipping your pelvis onto the left side, the ankle resting on the inside of the thigh still. And let your right arm open out wide. Turn your gaze towards your right arm for a twist. Still flexed in your left foot, like you would be if you were standing and twisting, and keep turning onto the edge of the foot. That's it. I'll put your water behind.
Thank you.
You're all right. Good, and then come back in. We're from the twist, and just crossing your right ankle onto your left knee, and bring the left leg in, hands behind the back of your left thigh, so your right knee is wide. And you can use your right elbow to press the right thigh bone wide, so you're taking a little buttock stretch here. Both feet are flexed. And as you flex into the left foot, imagine it's flat against a wall and the wall starts to press against the sole of your foot. So your right arm is pressing your right thigh bone wide, and the sole of your left foot has an imaginary wall pressing against it. Do you get what I mean? Good, then place your left foot back down. Take your belt round your right foot, straighten your right leg up in the air. If your head falls back, pop one of those blocks behind the back of your head so that the neck is even with your spine. Once you've got the right leg straight up in the air, you can think about pushing your left leg flat, or you can keep the left leg bent. Try and level your hips and your shoulders, and square your leg bones into the hip joints. Think of both soles of the feet pressing the legs into the hip joints. One more breath there, easing the leg back with the weight of your arms. Bend the leg in on the floor first. Then take your belt off, pop that to the side, one hand each knee, and circle your knees open and closed. Circle them the other way. And we're doing the same thing on the other side. So starting off with your left foot in happy baby and your right leg in the butterfly shape. Left leg happy baby, right leg butterfly shape. So you're on the outer edge of the right foot, and again, both knees are working wide in opposite directions. Use the weight of your arm as you hold the outer edge of your foot. Try and draw the knee down wider toward the floor. Again, you can use your belt at any point. All right, Gary, are you able to get that foot up this way? That's it, like the sole of the foot's facing the ceiling, and then turn it slightly so the ball of the foot turns. There you go. Bring your right knee in and straighten your right leg flat down the floor. Pushing the heel away, flexing the toes to the ceiling. Keep your left leg in happy baby still for a moment. Try and really push your way through your right heel, pressing the right thigh bone down. And then as you release the left leg, you're putting it into tree pose, sole of the foot inside your right thigh, arms extend over behind. Thumbs to the floor, palms face each other, flex your standing foot. Draw the sides of your waist down. If you notice your ribs overly flaring, then feel your ribs soften in. Bring your left knee up to the ceiling so the ankle bone is still on the inside of your right thigh, and drop your knees across to the right. Your knee across to the right. Hold the knee with your right hand and look out to your left arm. Breathe into the spaces you're trying to open, and you might be thinking, how does this relate with intuition? Well, one, whenever we're practicing, we're feeling and experiencing and connecting with ourselves. But a lot of intuitive work is done through meditation, and meditation's much easier when we're open in our hips and able to sit comfortably. Come back into center. Cross your left ankle onto your right thigh and bring the right leg in, hands behind the right thigh, figure 4 stretch. Try and wriggle your bottom flat to the floor and your sit bones away. Do you want to put the sole of your foot on me? Yeah. Use your left elbow or left forearm on the inner left thigh and press it wide. The same time as the imaginary wall pressing against your right foot, try and flatten your bottom down. Shoulders back and down. You're on your maximum there. Are you on your maximum? Yeah. You just look so cool. As you release this, right foot to the floor, belt around your left foot, left leg in the air. Start with your right leg bent and get the left one straight in the air first. Then you can think about straightening your right leg out once you've sorted the left leg. Both feet are flexed. And again, imagine you've got something against the soles of both feet, pressing them into your legs. That then presses your leg bones into your pelvis and levels them. Think of bringing almost like a symmetry into both sides of your pelvis. Chin snuggling down, back of the neck long. Are you keeping it bent on purpose, Emma? No? Just relaxing. Another breath there. Okay, and then bending the leg on the floor first. Then take the belt off and circle both knees. Navamuktasana, wind relieving pose. Both thighs squeeze into your belly. Wrap your arms around your legs or hold them with your hands. And as you hold the legs in tight, try and squeeze your bottom down toward the floor. Press your bottom as flat as you can. Left foot goes down to the floor. Turn onto your left side. Rest your head on your left hand and straighten your right leg up in the air, catching hold of your foot as you straighten your right leg up. So turn onto your left side first. Bend the bottom leg, Gary. Bend the bottom leg. So rest your head in your left hand and straighten your right leg up in the air. You've got a belt. So if you can't straighten your leg easily, use the belt round your foot and push your foot up into the belt. As you hold that position, don't know if it'll help you or not. Yeah. As you hold that position, try and push up from the back of the hip so the sole of the foot feels like it's pressing into the ceiling. Great, then we're going to do a tree pose lying on your side. So if you straighten the bottom leg out first, that's the bottom leg straight on the floor, and then release the belt if you've got one, and place the sole of your right foot inside your left leg. Straighten your bottom arm out so your head's resting on your bicep. Use your free hand, fingers on the floor in front of you for balance. Flex your standing foot and see if you can lift that leg off the ground so it's not resting on the floor, but it's floating off the floor, pressing your leg up against the foot. Your foot's resting on the inner thigh, but you don't have to push down with the sole of the foot. Another breath. Then you're just going to roll onto your back into that figure 4 stretch with your right ankle crossed on your left knee, rolling onto your back. Hold the hat behind the back of the left leg. You might have to, if you wriggled a lot when you turned on your side, you might have to wriggle a bit back into the middle of your mat. Figure 4 stretch, this one. That's it. Hold the back of the left leg. Okay, then we're using the belt again. Put your left foot to the floor, right leg in the air with the belt, and hold your belt with your right hand. Take your right leg out to the side, and what we're not looking to do is to land on your neighbour. So take it out without letting your left buttock lift, and you should probably find that your leg won't go all the way to the floor if you keep your left buttock down. Now you can either keep your left leg bent and drop it out like a butterfly, or stronger version, you can straighten your left leg with the toes pointing to the ceiling. Press your left hand on your left hip and press it down. as you work your right leg out wide, and bring the right leg up as high as you can as well as it going out to the side. Couple more breaths. Use a powerful exhale to bring the leg back up, and then bend the knees into your chest. Padamuktasana, both legs bent in, arms wrapped around your legs. Squeeze them in against your abdomen and try and flatten both shoulders and back of both hips to the floor. Right foot to the ground, turn onto your right side. Try not to shuffle back on your mat, just roll onto the edge of your mat. So when you turn onto your side, you'll be on the front edge of your mat. And that's fine, that's a good place to be. Bottom leg bent, hold your top leg, straighten it up in the air. So you want the sole of the foot to be going up that way, pressing up from the back of the hip. Find your balance, head resting in your hands, so your elbows wide, opening into the outer arm. It's much easier to do when you've got the bottom leg bent like this. So use the benefit of having good balance here to really work at the hip pushing up into the leg. Yeah, you're on your maximum, that's fine. Straighten the bottom leg out, straighten your arm so your head's resting on your arm as you come into tree pose on your side. Sole of the foot inside the leg. Fingers on the floor for a little aided balance. And straightening the bottom leg, lifting it off the ground just a fraction. Foot flexed. Be strong in that lifted leg. Later, we'll try doing this in a side plank. You don't have to, don't start to worry now about that. You might opt not to, but if you do, you want to make sure that the straight leg is strong to support the foot resting on it. Roll onto your back, so you're back in the middle of your mat. Figure 4, left ankle crossing onto right thigh. Hold the back of your right leg. Feel how all these are just gently opening and prizing space into the areas of your hips and pelvis, which in turn releases tension in your lower back. So if you do get lower back ache or tension, then opening into your hips is a really good starting point to release that tension. Right foot to the floor, belt round your left foot. And this time the left leg is going out wide. Start by taking the left leg wide and keeping your right buttock down. And then you've got the choice. You either drop your right leg in the butterfly shape, or you can straighten your right leg flat with the toes pointing up. You've got your right leg on the floor and the left leg going wide, not quite on the floor, because you really want to work at keeping your right hip down. Use your hand. Is your right hip lifting? Press it with your hand to encourage it down. And then bring the leg back up. Bend both knees into your chest. Padamuktasana. Squeeze in. Shine upon you. Rock back and forwards on your spine, rolling up and down. If you get dizzy or if your spine doesn't find this comfortable, come to sitting and stay sitting. Otherwise, do 2 or 3 more, massaging up and down your back. And then this next one, stay sitting. Let's just do a little bit of abdominal work before we stand. Lean back slightly on your sit bones, lift your feet to knee height. Hold the legs if 1, your abdominal muscles feel they need that support, or if 2, the lower back feels tender. Otherwise, hug the belly and release your arms. Only if you feel like you're strong enough in your core and your back, go into extension and contraction. Extension, contraction, lengthening head and feet out and pulling back in, concertinaing your body for 5 more or just 5 more breaths, staying in position. 4. Try and keep your gaze on your feet the whole time. Avoid your head going back. 2, look at your feet. Pull back to your feet. 1 more, look at your feet. Pull back to your feet. Lower the feet down. Malasana. Elbows inside the knees. And then hands down, straighten your legs, toes turn forwards. Roll up through your spine. Roll down through the shoulders. Backward circle with your shoulders. And then let your shoulder blades go down your back. Let's bring the feet in a bit narrower so they're together. Take your arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers. We'll make a pistol point for this first one. Lengthen up from the sides of your feet, up the sides of your chest, up the sides of your arms, elbows as straight as you can. Inhale here, exhale to the right, hips to the left. Inhale center, exhale to the left, hips to the right. Inhale center, switch the cross of your thumbs and your fingers. Inhale again, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale center, stay there. Keep your left arm in the air, bring your right arm down. Catch hold of your right foot and bring it up into tree pose. If you're not holding your foot that high, put it on the inner calf instead. Then take your right arm back up, interlace your fingers, make a pistol point, and lengthen from the sides of your body up through the sides of your arms to the point of your fingers. Keep something steady for your gaze. Bring your right arm down to the inner right thigh. Slide the hand down your knee to your knee and side bend over, like your tree is bending over or growing over to the right. The sunlight is on the right side and your branches reaching over to it. Come up to center, bring your knee in and then step your right leg out behind. Keep your left foot exactly as it is, ready for triangle pose. Arms are wide. Look towards the side wall of the room. Check that you've got heel to instep alignment and your right heel is just a bit wider than your right little toe. Reach over with your left arm like you're trying to touch the front wall of the room, keeping the left leg straight, knee engaging up. And then let your hand come down either onto a block, your leg, or the floor. Roll open the chest so that your arms and chest are one continuous line. Lengthen the left side of your waist as you inhale. Roll the right side of your waist and chest more open as you exhale. Lengthen the left side of your waist as you inhale. Roll your right side open as you exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Look down at the end of your exhale and come up. Turn both arms to point forwards and turn your back foot with you so that your hips can face forwards. Inhale, hands to hips, elbows wide, both legs straight still, hips face forwards, and then bend over your left leg. Take your fingers to the floor or a block under each hand. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale, fold over the left leg. Inhale, 4, yes, shorten the stride a little if you need to. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. Roll this hip back, this hip forwards. 2. Let your head go just a little. Oh. Exhale, 1. Bend the front knee, shuffle your right leg back further and drop into a lunge with your knee on the floor, right knee down to the ground. Take your hands onto your left thigh and lift your torso. Draw your waistline back away from the left thigh. Roll the right hip forwards and float your arms up. Palms together without interlacing the fingers if you can. Drop your right hand between the shoulder blades and hold the elbow with your left hand. Push your right elbow up into your right hand. Continue to lunge forward in your hips, but also press through your legs and lift and squeeze into your pelvis for strength. One more breath. So I did promise you a little side plank with tree. This is your easier option. Take your right hand down to the floor, straighten your right leg and wriggle the left foot down the edge of your mat, turning into side plank on the right edge of your right foot. Left arm in the air. So this is your practice. Just lift the left heel off the ground. so that you're on the ball of the left foot, and lift your hips a little higher. Play around with maybe just the foot hovering off the floor, but don't come into the full tree pose. Just see what it would feel like to be on that one leg. Then step your left foot all the way back to full plank position, both hands to the floor, inhale. Exhale, lower plank to the floor. 3 cobras, fingers off the mat. Inhale, cobra 1, lift your chest. Exhale, lower, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, cobra 2. And lower, hands hover off the mat. More strength in your core, keep the feet down. Exhale, lower, push your bottom all the way back to your heels. Downward dog. Both sit bones reaching up high, fingers spread wide. Right leg lifts in the air, inhale. Right foot steps between the hands, exhale. Left foot follows, flat back. Fold over your legs. Bend your knees, brush the ground with your fingers, and then come all the way up, arms above. Feet are together, palms together. See if you can keep your hands together without interlacing the fingers. Lengthen more. Draw your upper arm bones to your ears. Stay long, inhale. Exhale over to your right, hips left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left, hips right. Inhale, center. Stay there, long in your left arm, left arm down. Help your foot up into tree pose. Keep long in your right side so you've got something to anchor your balance. And then return your arm back up. See if the palms can meet. If not, have your hands a bit wider. Imagine your hand on the inner thigh, or if you want to play with a bit more balance, left hand on the left thigh and side bend over to the left, like your light source is over to the left. Bit trickier for the balance if you're going there, but it's good to challenge ourselves. Back up to center, bring your left knee forwards and then step it out for triangle pose. Keep your right foot exactly where it is. Open your arms wide, you're facing the side wall of the room. Chest this way, it's all right, there we go. Okay, keep your right foot as it was, that's it. Heel to instep alignment, left heel wider, Ali, left heel a bit wider, just a heel, that's it. Reach over your right leg, keep facing that wall. And as you reach over your right leg, engage the right knee, hand down to the floor or a block. Roll the left chest open. Try not to throw your arm back. Keep your arm more in line with you. That's it. And then from there, roll open. Take that block one step higher. That's it. And then get longer in this side. There you go. There you go. Now you're much more in line. Lovely. 2. Good. And turn this knee this way a bit more. Just the knee. Just the knee. Rotate the thigh bone out this way. No, not the foot. Just the thigh. Just the leg. Like this. So the bottom tucks under and the leg turns around. It's you, that smells so nice. Look down, come all the way up, turn to the front of the room, turning the back foot with you so that your hips can face forwards. Adjust the back foot stride as much as you need to. Hands to hips, inhale, left hip rolling forwards. Exhale, bow forwards. Hands down onto a block each hand or to the floor. Both legs are straight. Shorten your stride so this foot can turn heel on the floor. That's it, just a little bit like that. That's it. As you bow over the legs, let your spine fall all the way down to your head. Let your elbows soften. Feel like there's a drawing back of your hips and a folding forwards with your body. Nice. And then shuffle the left foot further back. Drop the knee, hands onto your right thigh, lunge. Lift the torso up and draw back. Swoop your arms up. Inhale, hold it here, exhale. As you sink forwards, feel a nice firm press through your right foot and gather up strongly into your core. Drop the left hand between the shoulder blades, right hand on left elbow, and push the elbow up into your hand whilst keeping the left hip rolling forwards. Last inhale. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Straighten your left leg out behind. Wriggle your right foot down the edge of the mat. Come onto the edge of your left foot, prepping for a side plank with tree. Lift your right arm so it floats in the air. Try lifting your right heel off the ground, just the heel, so you've still got the toes supporting you on the floor. See how that feels? If your toes feel like they could just float off the floor, see how that feels, just floating your foot for a moment. Step to full plank position, inhale. From plank, lower, exhale. Hands off the mat, beyond fingertips, cobra 1. And lower. Hands under shoulders, inhale, cobra 2. Elbows in. Exhale, lower. Hover your hands, core cobra. Exhale, lower. And push back to to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, right foot between the hands. Walk your feet along to the long edge of your hands around to the long edge of your mat. Level your feet with each other, turning both feet. You want a longer stride, that's it. Okay, so walk your hands out in front of you and keep your legs vertical. As your hands walk forwards, keep your bottom up high. Keep your heels on the floor. If you can't get your hands out in front without the heels lifting, you want your legs further back, Vicky. Back, 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 that's it. Use blocks under your hands if you need to. I just taken yours? Oh, there it is. Just because you've got two of different size, let's just try that under there. There you go. And then walk your hands back in towards you. Bend the knees just a tiny amount. Hands to hips. Come up with a straight back. Take your arms wide. Warrior 2 position. Right foot turns 90 degrees, pointing this way. Left heel stays wide. Look over your right arm, but draw back in the left arm. Keep drawing back in your left arm as your right knee bends. It's like your knee's bending, but your torso wants to stay with the left arm behind you. Good. Keep it there. Breathe, and let's just hear the breath. Now I've dropped the music down a little. Might be able to hear. Right palm up. Lift the arm. Drop it between your shoulder blades. Left hand back. See if you can connect the hands behind you. And if not, just let your left arm be across your lower back. Or you could hold the elbow in the air like you did earlier. Keep your gaze toward the right and sense that that right knee stays wide. Then point your right elbow forwards as you drop down into your right hip. Right forearm on right thigh. Left arm by left ear. Extend long in your left side. Let your shoulders pull down away from your ears so you're not long in the sides of your neck. Turning your gaze just slightly underneath your arm. As you exhale, both hands to the floor. Frame the right foot and bring the right leg into pigeon pose. Foot across to the left edge of the mat. Right leg long out behind. Start on straight arms, inhale. Exhale, drop to forearms. Stay on forearms and inhale, lengthen like you're trying to pull the pelvis away from the rib cage away from your pelvis. Feel like your breath is drawing the rib cage forwards and the pelvis back. So we get this elongation through the sides of the waist, which is going to deepen the opening in your hips. Finally, if you want to go deeper for the last 2 or 3 breaths, cross the forearms and rest your head on the forearms or lay out with your arms flat in front of you. 2. Smooth and calm breaths. 1. Up onto straight arms. So tuck your left toes under. Pull your hips up like you're doing a plank and bring your right knee and nose together, pulling your right leg as tightly, compactly underneath as you can. Turn onto the edge of your left foot, Place your right foot on the inside of your left leg for side plank. Lift up through your arm or put the toes on the floor in front of you. You can go with the option you did before or the tree. Both legs straight, plank position, and then lower your knees, child's pose with your arms by your side, palms up. Elbows relax, shoulders relax. If you remember last week, we did rabbit pose, which is where you hold onto the soles of your feet or the heels of your feet. So if your arms are shorter, you're going to tuck your toes under so that you can get your hands into the arches of your feet. If your arms are longer, you're just going to hold onto the heels. Put your nose in towards your knees. Lift your spine until your arms fully straighten. Your back will round. Head in more, head in. Right, that's it. And lift your hips high until your arms fully straighten out. When your arms are fully straightened and your head's on the floor, and then pull your spine towards my finger. That's it. You're almost trying to pull your spine toward the front of the room with the arms fully straightened so you get this nice spreading in the upper back. Lower your bottom back down. Slowly bring your arms out in front. Downward facing dog. All that on the other side. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left foot steps forwards, exhale. Walk your hands around to the long edge of the mat. Look at your feet, level them. Inhale, fingertips. This time, start walking your hands back through the gap of your legs. Again, use blocks if you need to. Your thumbs point outwards. Keep walking your hands as far back as you can. Thumbs pointing out. So you're going to flip your hands around. Oh, like that's it. And then walk out towards me. That's it. So it deepens your foot. Press a little into the palms of your hands, almost like they're trying to lift you up. And then again, feel that how it opens you more into your upper back. Just as you are, but bring more weight forwards into the balls of your feet, Kate. That's it, as you go down. Walk your hands out in front again. Bend the knees just a fraction, hands to hips. Inhale, up with a straight back. Exhale, arms open. Inhale, turn your left foot for warrior two, right heel slightly wide. Keep your right arm pulling your torso back and bend into your left knee. In Virabhadrasana 2, as you go in there, left knee stays wide, tuck your buttocks under, straighten this leg out and keep that knee wide, both of them at the same time. So you're really opening into the hips. That's it. Now at the same time there, bring your shoulders back and level yourself over your pelvis. Good. Left palm up. Left arm up, and either right hand holding the elbow or right arm behind to make a connection with your hands behind you. Roll the right shoulder back a little to help you make that connection, and then bend a little more into the front knee again. Tilting at the hips so your left elbow starts to reach forwards, then release your left forearm onto the left thigh. Joe, you're on your right side there, so you want to be facing this way. Take your right arm by your right ear. And as you do so, soften the shoulders down. Get long in both sides of the waist. Reach long from the edge of your foot out through the middle finger. Down with both arms, framing your front foot. Lift the heel, pigeon pose with the left leg in pigeon. Inhale, straight arms, lift your chest. Exhale, fold onto forearms. Inhale, pull back with the ground on your forearms so your chest tries to pull forwards. Exhale, hold that a couple of breaths. Each breath trying to create space, distance between the rib cage and the pelvis. Again, to deepen it, you can cross your forearms and rest your head on your forearms, or you can lay flatter, or you can just stay as you are. Does it hurt your knee? Stuart, does it hurt your knee? Yeah. Is this the sore knee side? Yeah, okay. Is it doing anything in your, Yeah. Is it doing anything in your hip to stretch at all here? No. And what about when you're doing that on your back? Do you feel anything in you? Yeah. So you can always flip around onto your back and do this. Don't do it now, but if we do this, because sometimes we hold it for a little bit longer, you can always flip around onto your back and do that. Then you're still getting the hip opener. Make your way back up onto straight arms, pardon. So, plank position with your right leg, left knee tucks under, pull the foot in, hold it there. Then we're going on the side plank on your right edge of the foot. Left foot inside the thigh, left arm lifts, hips lift up. Feel like your knee is trying to point to the ceiling. So the foot that rests on the inside of your right thigh, the knee is light, giving your leg more chance to press up. Remember your alternatives. Always got the alternatives. Full plank position, inhale. Knees down, child's pose, exhale. Relax your arms, wrists, shoulders. Two choices. Repeat rabbit pose again. We're taking the balance onto the top of your head. Or try a tripod headstand without the legs going all the way up. Tripod headstand, people. You're going to put your hands by the sides of your knees. Fingers point forwards. Then bring the top of your head onto the mat, looking between your knees, your arms at right ankles. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off the floor and rest your knees on the back of your arms. Otherwise, stay in rabbit pose that you did earlier. If you want to give the tripod a little go, but you're just not too confident with it, then let me help you. Anyone want help? Nice, you're all happy in your practice. That's good. Carefully feet back down. So we've done 3 cobras. We're now going to take 3 locusts. Lie out on your belly. Arms down by your side. Legs long. Locust number 1. Interlace your fingers. You still point the index fingers down. Lengthen out again. Feet and crown of your head pointing in opposite directions. Inhale, lift everything. Head, chest, arms, legs. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Point the pistol between your legs as your arms lift. 3. Elbows as straight as you can. 2. Hug the belly in. 1. Lower onto your right cheek. Release your arms. Drop them down to the floor. If any of these feel they're not right for your body, you can repeat the one that did feel okay in your body. Locust number 2, forehead back to the floor again. Lengthen from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Inhale, lift everything. Roll your shoulders back, arms long, but hands not interlaced. Fingertips long. Everything lifted. There's a squeezing of the upper arm bones towards each other as they lift, but not to connect the hands. On your exhale, lower onto the other cheek. Relax everything. Rock if you want to, or shimmy your shoulders. Something that ensures that you're properly relaxing, even if that just means a long exhale and dropping deeper into your belly, into your front. Final one is quite different and it's harder, in my opinion. So chin to the floor this time instead of forehead. So you're looking forwards on the ground. Hands underneath your hips so that they're kind of wedged into the hip creases. Hands palms down on the floor. Thumbs are pointing slightly out. Under with the straight arms there, straight arms. So all the way down, hands underneath the hips, straight arms. That's it, yeah. Lengthen through your legs and lift your legs up off the ground so your legs reach up and your chin stays on the floor. If that's too strong, stick with one of the others. Feet are pointed as you lift and your arms are wedged underneath you slightly. Okay. you could do with your arms being under you more. Now come down, rock to the side slightly and get your arm under there. Can you get it under? No, okay, fine. Then come down, sorry, and push back to child's pose with your arms out in front of you. Take a little twist, roll up towards kneeling, drop your bottom to the right. Bring your left foot up and over. Left hip down. Straighten the right leg if you need to so that you can get your left hip down. Take your right arm up, inhale. Twist to the left and see if the outer right arm, the back of your right arm, can press on the outside of your knee. Bring your hand down onto your outer left hip. Twist round, walking your back fingers on the floor and look over your back shoulder. If you struggle to get your outer arm pressing on outer knee, then just hold the arm with your hand. 2. Nice and tall. 1. Inhale to the center, and then you're just crossing the left shin in front of your right shin. Left shin crossing in front of right shin. Fingers to the floor. So you should find that you just, from that position, your legs just kind of go there as a natural next step. Fingers out to the floor, feet flexed, inhale, and then bow forwards as you exhale. Okay? You're just going to, just where to go. Bring your feet this way a bit more and flex your feet a bit more. That's it. So you're more square, more supported in the knees, and then bend forwards. You'll feel it more in your hips. Try and keep your feet, your toes flexed towards each other. So no pointy feet, flexed feet. Inhaling as you come back up. So taking a twist the other way. So this time your left leg comes under and your right foot goes over. Hold the right hip down, left arm inhale. Exhale, back of your arm to outer knee or hug the leg. Walking your fingers around behind. Joe, twist that way. Legs are fine, but twist around that way. There you go. Sit nice and tall. You take that knee over a bit further. That one. That's it. And then right angle is right confusing me. I know. It's the hardest mat to be on. Yeah. You might have been better back there. Okay, that's it. Go and sit tall as you turn. Inhale as you come to center, right shin in front of left shin. Flex your feet. Try and avoid this type of cross and get more into the hips with this type of cross at the shin bones. Wriggle tall, bow forwards. Feel the hip creases staying back as you go down. Hands or arms can walk in front of you if you need to. It's what? It's neck long round. Slightly flexed forwards. So if you think about where the creases are and you just want them to feel they're even. So yeah, you're kind of maybe pulling it more long like that. Oh, so there is a... Yes, I know, it's nice, isn't it? So when you do that, it's funny because it's not necessarily here you feel it. You can feel it all the way down there. Just like if you draw your rib cage forwards, not the shoulders, and then the head forwards, like you're creating space here. Yeah, gets you into it. Okay, and then inhale as you come up. Straighten your legs out wide. Final forward bend, feet flexed. Inhale, hands pressed down. Exhale, bow forwards. Walk your hands either up the inside of the legs to help keep the legs fixed or on the floor in front. It really is something that works with each individual body. Hello, I thought there were people out here. Good evening. It's all right. I was just going to say, just a reminder. Two. One. Empty. And then make your way up and sit with your legs crossed for a moment. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Spine tall, and just closing your eyes, touch thumb and index together. So we've got these two fingers touching initially. Breathing yourself tall, relaxed and centered. And feel each breath is giving you more space, like your breath almost breathes more space between each thought wave. Let your mind follow the flow of your breath as it rides around your thoughts rather than into the center of them, so you don't get stuck or trapped by them. You're aware of them, but you can navigate your way around them without being stuck in them. As your breath slows down, the space between your thoughts expands, lasts longer, and the quietening happens. Lay down onto your back and continue to feel relaxed and spacious, light between your thoughts. Want me to give you a little bit of a relaxation treatment? It's only short. Keep your legs heavy and relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Right arm up by your right ear, so your head's got something to rest on as you turn onto your right side. Bend your knees up. And make your way around to sitting. Arms joining together. And with just that little extra power behind it. Final round of Om. Take a deep breath in. Light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much. See you next Monday. Have a lovely evening. If you could hold your belt at the buckle and roll it up like that, so the buckle's in the middle, that would be super helpful. I might as well carry on yours now. That's the perks of being at front when no one else wants to go.